Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first Deep Ogre review of 2022. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Marvel Legends Gamerverse Armadillo Build-A-Figure Wave No Way Home thing, Miles Morales, from the Miles Morales video game that came out on the PS5. I want to say, Jesus, almost 2 years ago at this point. I absolutely love this figure. A lot of people think that this is the best Marvel Legend of the year. Personally, I didn't really think that. If you saw my top 10, I think he was in the honorable mentions. Still isn't bad whatsoever. I love this figure, but I do have my fair share of gripes. But without further ado, let's get into his accessories. So the first accessory I do want to talk about is the Miles Morales head sculpt. This doesn't look like the game. If it was more accurate to the game, I think that the skin tone would be lighter. But as is, I think this is a good Miles Morales head sculpt, just not a good Gamerverse Miles head sculpt. Has that one raised eyebrow right there. You have the photo print right there. Very nice hair sculpt on mine. Some of the black is kind of scuffed away. You could barely see it, but it's definitely scuffed away a little bit. Other than that, I think this head sculpt they did an absolutely amazing job on, and here it is on the actual body. Oh, behind the camera strength, hold on. And here is how it looks on the actual body. It doesn't look too bad, honestly. It actually looks pretty good. It kind of juts out on mine, so it's a little hard to get it to look a little bit normal. But other than that, I think this head sculpt absolutely fits Miles and absolutely fits this suit. So I'm not complaining whatsoever. But as for the alternate hands, obviously right now I have his wall crawling splayed out hands. Very nice detail on them. But for the effect hands, you have the Venom Blast hands, which are just kind of a pea yellow, translucent pea yellow. But it still has that same basic sculpt as the gloves, just with this electric kind of effect right on the back of his hand. So that honestly does look really good. It does fit him. I think these hands are a little big for this body, though. To me, it just kind of looks out of place. Big hands, smaller teenager body. It doesn't really fit, in my opinion, but it looks good nonetheless on him. And then you get a pair of fists. So again, you have those red knuckles, that kind of lined pattern right there on the back of his hand. Kind of like a padding on the back of the glove, I suppose. And then for the last pair of hands, you have the... oh, wrong one. You have the thwipping hands, which are just regular old Spider-Man thwipping hands. Again, red fingers, padding on the back, blah, 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 blah. Mine are a little sloppy. As you can see a little bit right there, it's bleeding actually onto the back of the hand, but whatever. Also, I kind of feel like these fingers are a little straight. Maybe it's just because for other Marvel Legends Spider-Mans, they're a little bit more bent in. I don't know. Maybe it's more like this than I envision it like this, but who knows. But other than that, I think they still look absolutely amazing, and they really help out with expressiveness. I'm really happy that we got the splayed out hands, because every Spider-Man should, but doesn't come with these, and it's crying shame, honestly. And I'm finally glad that we were able to get a great Spider-Man that came with them. So yeah, that's it for his accessories. But for detail on the actual body, you have this beautiful beautiful line texture all throughout on the suit, and they got really nitty and gritty with this stuff. It is very fine, and every line is sculpted. It is absolutely amazing looking in person. My camera doesn't really do it justice right now, but it does look absolutely fantastic in person. Just believe me on that one. Also, the red is actually done pretty good throughout the body, except on mine, both of the shoulders have pieces of red missing. On the right shoulder, it is a dot right above, almost to the top of the red piece coming out here. And right here, it's dead center in the middle, so that really, really kind of sucks. No issue on the back, though, which is kind of weird, except for some splotch right there. But other than that, it kind of sucks that it's only on the front. Also, kind of a weird detail is this and this are two slightly, and I mean ever so slightly, different shades of red. This has more of a metallic strawberry-ish type look to it. That's the best way I could describe it. So does the spider symbol. But I think it's just due to the plastic. This has a different sheen than the shoulders and the arms and even the head. So I understand why. Also, coming back down, that design carries through on the back of the ab crunch. On the back, you have that very nice spider logo with more kind of black, weird holes in it. I don't know what happened there, but it kind of sucks. Also, this, unlike the front sculpt, the back does not carry through. You can only really get it to right there without breaking that beautiful spider logo sculpt up. But yeah, it's the back of the figure. Never really going to see it in any poses like this, unless you're doing a stop motion, which, yeah, that kind of sucks. But for the rest of the detail, it is very, very nice. You have these gauntlet type pieces right here, that kind of arrow pointing down on the bicep. Classic Spider-Man crotch arrow right here that kind of flattens out before the crotch. And then lines all throughout his legs with more arrows pointing up on his thighs. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. One complaint I do have, and the feet. On mine, there is red splotch right there and right there, but that's only on the left foot. Also, I'm complaining a lot about the red splotches, but on mine, it's kind of bad. You can see right there, there is a tiny bit of red right there, and right here, there is another very small amount of red, which I've tried to scrape off, but it just doesn't work. If those two splotches of red were just on the shoulders, I'd be perfectly happy with this. But as is, it's not bad, but it's not the best. I've definitely seen better. But the red on the shoulders seems to be more of like a common issue in all the reviews that I've seen. Everybody kind of has chips on the shoulders for the red, which really kind of sucks. I knew it was going to happen, but I just didn't know it was going to be as bad as it is. It's not a deal breaker. I still love this thing, but the paint could be a little better. But other than that, I think it's still very, very passable. But for articulation, you do have a lot of this, and I'm very, very happy about that. New dumbbell joint can look up about that far, down about that far, and amazing, amazing tilt. Arm can go out only about that far, which kind of really sucks for a Spider-Man, but Arm can go full 360, very slight, I say slight, but it's not really. Butterfly joint, bicep rotation, double jointed elbows, pinless, also, whole body is pinless. Wrist swivel, hinge at the hand, same with all the other hands. Crunch, or back, that far forward. Waist swivel, leg can kick up about that far, back only about that far, and hips can go very, very far out. Amazing for Spider-Man. Thigh swivel, double jointed knee, all the way up, can kick his back actually. And ankle pivot, foot down and up. But now for a size comparison. Here he is next to the Transformers Studio Series 86 Hot Rod and the Transformers Earthrise Optimus. So he's basically the same size as your average deluxe. This guy's a little bit taller than average, but still, you'll get what I'm trying to say. Here he is next to some recently acquired Godzilla Bandai vinyls. The Monster Island, or Godzilla Island, I can't remember the series name, but the King Caesar from that series, and the recently not revealed, released reissue of Jet Jaguar. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends Stan Lee and the American type Target exclusive Gundam model kit. And here he is next to the closest Spider-Man to my desk right now, the Marvel Legends Spider-Punk and the Marvel Legends Retro Venom. Overall, I think this guy is absolutely amazing. I have a few gripes with the paint, and the shoulders only moving that far up is kind of a sour spot for me, but the accessories and the feel and the look of this figure definitely make up for that. The articulation really helps mask the kind of shitty shoulders, and the paint I can deal with just because I've dealt with shitty paint before. It's nothing new, especially for Marvel Legends, but I'd recommend this guy if you can find him. Definitely going to give this guy a solid 9 out of 10. This guy blew me away. He's absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see when the Gamerverse Miles goes next, especially with that Spider-Man 2 for the PS5 coming out pretty soon. So, yeah, if you guys like this review, hit the like button. If you guys want to see more, I have an Instagram and a Twitter that I don't really use. And also, if you want to see more of this content, you can subscribe, turn the bell on, usual YouTube shit. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.